What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another C++ programming tutorial. Today I have a very small topic that we're going to cover, so it's going to be pretty quick. It's going to be input. It's one topic that I probably should have covered 2 tutorials ago, but I didn't. So let's go ahead and do it. Now when you're handling input, remember when we did stdcout? Well, the only difference is we're going to be using stdcin. And then remember when we did this? Well, now we're going to be doing this. So that's the basic format. You're going to access the standard library, the cin variable, the input stream, because it's standard input, and then boom, that'll work. All you need to do now is create a variable that will grab input. So first, let's prompt the user, type in a number, then stdndel. We should all know how to do that by now. Now we'll take int number. We can initialize it to 0, but we don't really have to. It'll be initialized here. And if we put number there, then boom, all the errors go away. stdcout. The number you typed is number. Alright, so now when we run this, what will actually happen is it'll leave a blinking thing there, which is telling us to enter a number. So we'll enter number 456456, because why not? And then we print this out. The number you typed is 654654. I know I actually said that backward the first time, but it should be, it's alright. And there you go. That is literally all there is to basic input in C++. So knowing this, I figured I didn't want to make a 2-minute tutorial and then just end it there. That's a bit stupid. I was thinking that we'd make a calculator. So to do this, we're gonna have it'll be quite simple. So first we have to do int left. Well, let's actually do float left operand, and then set this equal to 0. Float right operand equals 0. And now we're going to need to do some things with this. And there's obviously a way to make this calculator great, but I think I'm just going to do this with adding numbers, just to keep it nice and simple so I don't have to do things with if statements, ASCII conversion, which may actually, it won't need to happen in this case, but if I was going to make it so that you could choose the operation, then it would actually have to be, well, actually there would be a way around it, so never mind, disregard. So let's first do stdcout, type the right operand of the equation. First, let's actually tell the users, stdcout, for this calculator, you are going to be adding numbers. Yay! So now the users know what's going on. We have our variables for the left operand and the right operand, and now all we have to do is retrieve the information. So let's do stdcin. Whoops. Actually, we'll start with the left. That makes a lot more sense to me. Left operand, and then we'll stdcout, type the right operand of the equation, stdndel, stdcin, right operand. That'll work just fine. So now all we have to do is actually add the numbers. So then we do float result is equal to left operand plus right operand, and then stdcout, the two numbers added together is, in space, and do result. End the line, and we're done. Whoops, didn't need that. There we go. So now we can run this very simple program. For this calculation, you're going to be adding numbers. Type the left operation. Well, I want to do 12 plus 5. You know what? Let's make it negative 12.56 plus 5.78. The two numbers added together is negative 6.78. Well, let's check the computer's work. I'm assuming it's right because it's doing the same thing here. So if we do negative 12 point, whoops. Let's find the negative here. 0 minus 12.56 should be the same thing. Plus 5.78. Boom. Negative 6.78. And our calculator works. So now you have a basic idea, and we can of course do this with subtraction. And you can do it with multiplication, division, any operation you choose. It's 12 minus 5 is just 7. Alright? So now I'll actually, because we still have a lot of time left, I'm going to show you something that is going to be very interesting to make this program just a little bit better. And I'm going to do it without ASCII conversion. I'm going to make it so that you can perform any operation on the numbers. I can actually get rid of this entirely because they're going to be able to choose the operator. So to do this, I'm going to need one more variable, char operator. Well, let's call it operation because that's not a keyboard used in C++. So I think I'm going to want to arrange this so it's not actually prompting the user anymore. So it'll literally just be this, and then there will be a space between the numbers typed. Because the way stdcin works, and there's a way around this, by the way, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. The way stdcin works is if on a single line in the console, I actually may as well just demonstrate this. stdcout left operand, right operand, and then finally the operation. If I actually go ahead and run this, and then I type in this and hit enter, it'll keep asking for input. And that was a bad example. Let's try. Alright. What's happening is I'm honestly not quite sure. So disregard and let's rewrite this program without trying to make use of this glitch that I was trying to show you. That doesn't work apparently. Oh, that's the problem. Okay. Yes, a char is a single character, so the last one has to be, like if I type in 76 and then this, the last one has to be a single character. And there you go. Prints out this, and the ASCII value for P. And there you go. That was the problem. Oh, okay, the middle character has to be a single one. And there you go. It prints out the first number, the second number, and the operation. Alright, that was confusing. As long as we format this correctly, it will be fine though. So let's get rid of this. And we can get rid of this. Because the way I'm going to have this formatted is the user is going to, let's multi-line comment this. The user's input go as follows. They're going to type in the first operation followed by a space, then the operator followed by another space, and then the last value. And then when they hit enter, it'll print out these values. Yeah. So what we're going to do to make this work is this is already retrieving information the way I was trying to show you. It's already receiving it in order from left operator, then the operator, space the operator, space the last one. And again, I can fix that problem, but in this case it's useful to us. So we'll keep it the same. Now all we have to do is we're going to want to figure out what the operation was. It's in the format of a char, so we're not able to just do left operand operator. We can't do that. We can't just do operation right operator and have it work. So I think I'm going to supply division, multiplication, subtraction, and addition. So this is quite simple. All we're going to have to do is do what's called an if statement. And I'm going to have an entire tutorial dedicated on this. You know, even better would be a switch statement, but I'm going to try to keep this as basic as possible, as bare bones. I'm going to have an entire tutorial on this in the future, so I'll just actually type this out for you, and then I'll explain what's going on afterward. Multiplication, and there we go. And finally else, I'll just svc out. That was not a valid operator. Alright, there you go. Let's actually put this here. We have to end the stack, as I was explained before. And we have all this working. So if the operator's plus, I'll just do declare a variable called float result. And I'm not going to declare it, I'm not going to set it equal to anything, because I'm going to set it equal to things here. In this case, I'm just going to set result equals 0. You know what, even better, if I actually need a value for this, I'll just set it there. Why not, right? So then I'll just set result equal to left operand plus right operand. Now I'll basically, this is how I'm parsing it. I'm basically testing each possible case of the char. And that's unfortunately the only way it can be done. So then subtraction, division, and then multiplication. And there you go, our calculator should be working properly. So I'm going to do 12 plus 1. Whoops, that was my bad. I totally didn't even print it out. svc out the results. There, all printing out. So if I run this, 12 plus 1, 13, alright? And then I can do something like 90 divided by 10 is 9, right? And all this is working properly because of the way we set things up. Times 2, 156, that is correct. And I can even do 1 divided by 156. And then it gives a decimal number, as you'd expect. Let's test it. 0.0064. Yeah, it works properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I can finally confirm that float values have a total of 8 decimal places and doubles have 16 decimal places, just so you know. And there you go. We have a basic calculator working. And again, I'll go over what all this means, what these if statements mean in the future. Just copy down my code and you should be fine. Hope you learned, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.